and like decompress?
For me, it depends, right? I think if you play a close Game 5 set like that last one, I actually think it's better for you to take a breather for a second into playing losers finals. But I think if you're like 3-0ing and you're coming off of a 3-0, you're playing hot. You want to get to the next set right away. So
Fair
I think
enough.
it depends on what you're coming off of.
Okay. Well, in that case, it sounds like if that holds true, BooGa coming in at maybe a little bit of a disadvantage, having to go immediately into the losers finals. But we'll see how that actually plays out.
Yeah, and one thing that BooGa is really going to have to do is actually slow the pace of the game down a lot more, because Rascal's advantage state and his ability to ledge trap this character has been really, really insane, especially for how free it usually is for ZSS to get off of ledge. Rascal was able to have a really good success rate in the winner side set, but pretty even so far between our players.
You know, I'm gonna say something controversial here and get added at on Twitter later. I don't think ZSS's ability to get around the ledge is as good as people think it is. I think you just have to do it different.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can still definitely fall into habits. I mean, if you're jumping from ledge using flip jump every single time, then you know, good players can catch on, and that neutral air is going to be an option that forces BooGa to not go for that, and almost gets the kill with the up air. Rascal not with the best DI, but okay.
Oh, no, punish though. Missed opportunities on both sides. BooGa is going to get the instant replay. The KML instant replay. To get another booster kick and get that stock.
The live instant replay. Yeah. It is a very real tech where, you know, if at first you don't succeed, try again, and BooGa living up to that a little bit with the up B.
Woo! Angled up. Not going to kill, though, that forward tilt, but Rascal now holding down the ledge here. No luck on the... Oh, but still just holding grab for long enough. Rascal getting the grab in the back throw instead. That's going to be a stock either way.
Yeah,
evened up.
Not the best DI there, but ooh, I love him catching the double jump there, and now BooGa has an opportunity to extend this ledge trap just a little bit, throwing out those safe options, but that forward air is unsafe, and it's actually going to lead to Rascal now putting on that pressure and that percentage.
Like,
ooh.
A lot of people I think kind of sleep on Wolf as like a character, because like, oh, he's not top tier anymore, but like, I can't think of many more terrifying characters to have to land on. Like,
yeah.
If you're up in the air and Wolf has feet on the ground, I don't care who you are, you're scared.
Absolutely. I mean, he has some of the best options just in the game of safely catching your landings, and even if you don't, it's really hard to punish him for doing so. But nice B reversed paralyzer into that up B. I love this movement coming out from BooGa, and I actually do think, I want to take back what I said just a little bit. With ZSS in particular, playing hot means that your movement is going to be looking very crisp, and I think in comparison to winner's side, BooGa's movement has been really, really good starting out this game, number one. And gets the read, gets the nair, flip kick, doesn't find the sweet spot, but that's still a great situation for him as Rascal has to find his way off the ledge.
Yeah, you know, just some solid DI to be just not in the spot that gets you spiked there, I would imagine.
These forward airs trying to catch Rascal's landing himself, and it's not as easy to do with ZSS as it is with Wolf.
Oh, that big blaster. That's it feels like such a small thing for a blaster to hit, but it's such a huge momentum changer at times. But not here. Not now. BooGa shrugging that blaster hit off, still remaining in control, and just kind of sweeping Rascal off the stage there. Like a broom.
And I think it was trying to get a tech there, and the neutral air dodge is what ended up killing him. So
teching when you're hitting like the corner of the stage from on top of the stage is so terrifying, because if you misread, you just like burn an air dodge and go careening off stage, and if your recovery is not good, then like you might just die for that. Yeah,
teching is super weird in Ultimate because it's frames 2 through 12. And the reason for that is so that you can't buffer a tech ahead of time. If you try doing that, you will miss the tech. And then there are so many situations where you will like slide off the edge of platforms, and I feel like it happens more in Ultimate than other Smash games, where you'll slide off the edge of a platform, and because you buffer those options that you don't want, it ends up not working out in your favor. But it doesn't seem like it's getting to Rascal too much at the beginning of this game. Already has some solid percent onto BooGa, and they're both kind of content to play that positional game and feeling each other out. Rascal getting nice grab, putting BooGa in the corner. and not really letting it phase him too much.
Yep, and you have to play a positional game because characters like Wolf and like similar characters, like I'd argue Palutena is similar in this way, have this kind of like sweet spot of sorts that you kind of have to exist in. You move too far away and they start getting to kind of throw out their like low risk, you know, projectiles to just harass you and force you to come in closer. Or to soften you up and like find themselves a convenient approach opening option if they need to get in. Oh man, another paralyzer. He's got this roll and ledge thing. Gotta stop because it's costing a lot of stocks. But the you know, if you get too close, you're in range of all these good neutral tools. Oh my god!
Wow, what a footstool! Yeah, I love that implementation from him.
Ooh,
these down air mix-ups from BooGa overall have been really solid, just throughout his sets today. But Rascal.
The hallmark of a good player on a character with a fall install is how many times that fall install gets used versus how many times it hits. And when you're at 100%, you know, shot to hit ratio, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's really funny too, because in other Smash games that was tended to be looked at as a weaker option, but just with how strong footstooling is, I feel like that's the 2024 meta, is we're getting into a point where those small like optimizations with footstooling or grab release, those underexplored options are going to get used more. And we've seen it at a top level with like Steve's, but gets the jab lock, doesn't find the down smash. But yeah, it's just these small optimizations are starting to get used by even the mid and mid-level players now. And we're seeing it come out in droves. That being said, Rascal not phased by it too much. And ooh, I love that up B from BooGa as a neutral break. Such a back and forth set.
My man hit the DP motion on that. He was like, I know you're jumping in. Like, that's crazy. Okay, big. No follow-up though.
I love the forward air coming out once
so
again.
Defensively, finding one opportunity to swing. That's crazy. Rascal is actually kind of cracked.
He definitely is. And now BooGa has to land on Wolf, and this is the struggle that you were talking about, where it's like, how do you land on a character with so many safe anti-airs? And the answer is you don't. You get ledge trapped by Rascal. He just gets to throw out whatever he wants in the forward smash. Yeah. Look at how safe that forward smash was. It's a war crime.
Look how many times in a row BooGa has to guess right just to get back to neutral.
He hasn't won neutral yet. He teched the, finally gets the Daft Punk. To be able to make it through there.
A minute and a half later, and BooGa gets to play the game.
Finally.
And immediately takes a stock. Let's go, BooGa.
Let's go, BooGa. And we do have to remember, he's still up a game, so he could end up using that momentum just a little bit in order to take an early stock, but that's not something that BooGa's been taking advantage of, but he is getting this advantage state right now. Love the paralyzer to break things up. And
oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. I'm actually scared for Rascal right now.
We got hops.
I'm so scared for Rascal.
This is what I mean with that spacing, because you cannot like just walk in at that spacing because of the projectile threat. So you have to find creative ways to get in. But if you get too close, now you're dealing with all these crazy good wolf tilts that you gotta worry about, right? So like playing in that this space in between that you're kind of seeing BooGa hover is the key to kind of dealing with these kind of characters. Palu is a very similar kind of deal, because in this space they have to be a little bit more committal to hit you, which means you can take your time, soften them up. But you make the wrong option, you do get jump nared, you are back on the ledge, you might be dead. You are dead.
Crazy.
I'm like, jazz, baby. Like, jazz.
it's so crazy. Yeah, Rascal was able to kind of close it out and clutch it out there, but you know, this CSS wasn't doing too bad at keeping it close, keeping it competitive. And
not at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
remember what I was saying, by the way, earlier about flip kick being like ZSS getting around the ledge being not as free as a lot of people think it is. They just have to be different. The one flip kick we saw to try to get back to the ledge was immediately stuffed out with an air and immediately led to a stock being taken. I'm just saying, you just have to think that flip kick is there. You just got to have it in your head.
Yeah, because it's because when you're at this level of play, players understand what your best options are, and they'll assume that that's what you're going to go for. And Rascal has been operating on that assumption this whole time, because every single time that BooGa's at ledge, he throws that nair out just to make sure and condition BooGa to not go for that flip jump.
Rascal is always ready for whatever your best option is, and I know that for a fact because the only time I ever win neutral against this guy is when I take a really dumb option that's so dumb that he's just not ready for it. Oh,
speaking of dumb options, that air dodge off stage not looking so great on the side of BooGa.
Try to catch the ledge. Oh, we get to react to the trip.
Oh my goodness. The reactions from Rascal have been doing him justice this entire set.
What kind of nerd reacts to the wolf down tilt trip and gets a grab?
Okay.
Rascal will listen to that later and get a kick out of that line.
All right.
It's an inside joke, all right?
You know what? As long as someone's laughing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, for real though, that was incredible. That was actually really cool, and it was a nice little conversion. And then Rascal is just running away with it. I mean, just continuing to put the pressure up. Another air dodge off stage, another ill-fated air dodge off stage is going to cost BooGa another stock here in this game 3.
And Rascal's wolf today has been a cross between Bigfoot and Wolverine. He is pulling out the claws in all the right spaces, but he's throwing out that big foot whenever it seems to work, and it seems to be working an awful lot. Oh my goodness, tries to put the claws on him once again. This laser coming out to mix up in neutral, and BooGa just getting absolutely too aggressive. Second hit of the forward tilt, not going to connect, but Rascal is still just utter domination. And it is the battle of the bounty hunters right now, but it seems like one is better than the other.
Man, I'm on the edge of my seat here. I'm actually breathless. Like, this is crazy. BooGa fighting for his life right now just to stay in this game. I mean, 144% on your last stock. You have to be 100% perfect, and even that might not be enough. Even the wrong trade loses you the game here. But
he is not fighting to win the game right now. He is fighting to not get put on Twitter.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
does manage to take a stock due to an SD, but I feel like that's
JV3?
the little bit of mercy. The little bit of mercy.
I'm psychic. I actually see the future. Shulk was based on me.
What are tomorrow's lottery numbers?
3, 7, 42, 93.
I swear to God.
15, 22.
Our,
You're welcome.
Write it down, folks. Write it down.
When you win, you owe me half.
Yeah, Rascal was putting on just an absolute clinic that game. That was insane.
Incredible.
It is fun. It is funny watching players this good, like not getting to play the game. Like that is the funniest thing to me because it's like you thought you were a good player.
That is Smash Brothers though. Is like being good at Smash Brothers means not letting the other person play. You find ways to not let the other person play the game.
Yeah, I mean, as a competitor, you want to play the game as little as possible. Because if you want to absolutely dominate your opponents, you have to set the pace.
You have to optimize
play on your
your
terms.
time to profit ratio, and that means not letting the other guy play so you can finish the game quickly.
Yeah, that's economic hour with Consort Gaming.
All right, one jab, one shield, dashing out. Maybe dashing out just a little bit too far, giving up a little bit too much pressure there. Paralyzer to cover the ledge. Man, Rascal just slipping through every hole in the ledge trap here. I mean, teching through. And waiting for the forward smash, too, because we've seen that a couple of times where BooGa misses that and it goes to the forward smash.
And I love what Rascal's been doing, where it's like he's not just pulling out the good options necessarily, but he's pulling out all the weird niche options that Wolves have. Because I feel like a lot of Wolf players get into the habit of, okay, I'm just gonna throw out back airs at this percent all of a sudden. I'm just gonna go for grabs at low percents. But I think using things like this down tilt as a mix-up in neutral has really been throwing BooGa's notes off.
Yeah.
And it's been working out so well for Rascal to just get in there, get these trips, and be able to extend himself.
Just
my goodness.
Pixels and frames away from dying about 15 separate times, but Rascal's still able to get in and get one more combo, one more extra chip of extra credit before finally eating up smash and dying.
Yeah, and 56% of extra credit is definitely better than the 8 that he was sitting at, so Rascal is so good at creating openings off of the weirdest situations, and that's one of his biggest strengths as a player. But BooGa, very consistent, and he is going to create those openings as much as he can. Finally mixes it up with the forward smash, which is the bad ZSS move, but ends up catching Rascal off guard. And
yeah, I can't help but notice that BooGa's like not afraid to just go for a reach sometimes, which is not something you see from a ZSS player very much. What was that scoop? Can we talk about that?
No, we don't have to. We can just forget that it ever happened and just, I don't know,
My
pretend.
man got hit by that scoop from a whole different carton ice cream.
Oh my goodness.
We weren't even in the same freezer.
He was on a different truck.
Yeah.
Now
a lot of
BooGa,
empty movement here.
he is
love
playing that movement game. He is empty jumping. He is hopping around, trying to find his way in there. Gets the landing there, and tries to get the roll read, or the air dodge read. Yeah,
roll, either one. Yeah.
Love the back air trying to come out from him, and he just keeps going for these reads. And whether it's to his benefit or to his detriment, he made it this far in Losers Finals, but 104% and potentially your tournament stock carry. You have to get this stock now off the edge guard. And I love that down smash there. Forced the drift back at the end of that side B, and Rascal forced to make a mistake. We'll see if BooGa's able to kind of take this, or if Rascal's going to end things off here in Game 4, and he definitely is.